Execute process task. Execute process task is a control flow component that provide ability to run executable files in SSIS control flow. This executable files can be exe files or bat files, and you can run one executable file at a time with this execute process task. Actually, if you run a batch file, then in that batch file you can have multiple executable files, and this will run multiple files as well. So don't worry about running multiple executable files in with this task as well. We have ability to pass input parameters to this process task and get parameters out of this task. So if you want to work with an application, a written application that accepts input parameters and send back some outputs, you can use execute process task for that one. And response code can be also read. For example, for some of command lines, some response code or some exit codes will be generated by that command line, and you can read that exit codes and check that if this was successful or not. And this task is very useful when you want to run an executable in the middle of your ETL scenario in a scheduled base or something like that. As a sample, for this case, I use a compressor named 7-zip. 7-zip is a free file compressor, and I want to use that for archiving files and extracting files. And this is a sample command line for archiving, 7z, and a command -t zip format, for example zip or 7z or rar or something like that, destination and source, and command line for extract as well, and exit code of 7zip 0 means that this was successful. So before doing that, I will show you how to find 7-zip. You can simply search for 7-zip. This is the 7-zip website. You can download it. It's very small and useful, and support lots of compression extension, and it's provide very good compression quality as well. Okay, and if you want to know 7-zip command line as well, just search for 7-zip commands, and this link shows some commands of it. For example, command A do some archiving, command D, command E do extraction, or something like that. Okay, now let's create an SSIS package. The sample I want to show you right now is to actually doing a compression of files, actually archiving files based on date and time of archiving, and putting them into an archive folder. This is a sample of archived files. I put year and month and day and underscore, hour and minutes and seconds dot zip extension. And so I want to use expression and some dynamic functions, dynamic things in SSIS to do that. And after that, I will do the extract part of it as well. I will extract that one into a time-to-stamp folder with same name, with same folder name, and extract those files into that folder. Okay, let's see how we can do that in SSIS. This is our SSIS project control flow task. I right-click on SSIS packages, create new SSIS package. I rename that one to execute process task, and I set this one as startup object. Okay, now I can use the execute process task, but before using that task I will do some preparation. First of all, I need a variable to store archive folder. Let's first show the table structure to you. This is our table structure. We have 3 tables here. Source files, which contains some files. This doesn't matter which files you have here, so you can just copy some files here. So we have a source file folder which contains source files. An archive folder, here we want to keep the zip file. For example, we want to zip these files and put them into archive files. And extract files is a location that we want to extract archived files from this folder into extracted files. So I need some variables here. First of all, I create a variable named I name this as archive folder path as a string data type. And I copy that URL here, that address here. Then I create a extract folder. Let's do the archive first and then do the extract. Okay, and I want another variable named file name. This file name should be generated based on a specific time, so I put that variable as a string. Now I put an expression here. I want to create the file name with a timestamp. Expression task is for creating, for using some expression and filling the result into some variables. Okay, right now I want to get date and time, so I want to use date and time functions. For example, I want to get year from that specific date. Get date actually will return the current date and time for me, and I want to get the year. I can use year function, or I can use date part function with year parameters. So I prefer to use date part. I put date part here. Date part function accept date part, which I set year, and the date I drag and drop get date here. So the result of this is the date. Then I want to concatenate that date with a month, so I put a plus here and I do same for month. And you can see that these are considered as integer, and actually the year plus month is something different than concatenation string, so I need to convert them to a string. So I use typecast folder. Here are expression folder. I use typecast folder, and from typecast folder I use DTWSTR, which is Unicode format string. I put that here. This will convert this expression to the DTWSTR. DTWSTR is Unicode string, and the length of this will be 4 because year will be 4, and same for month. Month will be, month won't be more than 2 letters, so this will be the result. 2003 is the year and 1 is the month. but I want to put 2 letters for month. For example, if month is 10, it is 2 letters, but if month is 1, I should put a 0 before that. So I add a 0 here, plus, and this will generate 0, 1. But this won't work if the month is, for example, 2-letter digit, like 11. This will be 0, 11. So I want to get just the right 2 letters of it. So I use string functions here, and right will, as you can see here, right will get a string. I put that string here, and we'll get the right 2 numbers, for example, or any other numbers you want from that one. Okay, this is the expression that we use for achieving the month. You can see that this expression functions are doing many useful things, and they are easy to use. So I use this format for year, month. I want to use same for creating day. Okay, this plus, remove this plus, and this is year. You can use this evaluate expression to check is your expression right or no. Okay, this is our expression, and we want to make something like this. So I made this part, I need underscore, and then the time part of it. So I put an underscore here. Oops, sorry. Then I put hour, minute, and hour, minutes, and second. So this is the result: year, month, date, hour, minute, and second. Okay, now I want to put a extension for that as well, .zip. Okay, so this is our expression, and as you can see, when I evaluate expression, this is based on current date time, and the time actually is changing when I evaluate this. Now we want to put the result of this expression into a variable named file name. So I drag and drop that file name here and put a equal here. This means that the result of this expression will be written into this variable. Okay, I named this expression task as generate time stamped file name. Now we want to do archiving. I drag and drop execute process task here. I rename this task as archive files. I connect precedence constraint from expression task to execute process task. Then I double click on this task. In the first tab, which is general tab, we just have name and description. The main tab for this execute process task editor is process tab. In this process tab, the main important things is the executable. Executable is the location of the executable file. When you download and install 7-zip, you will have this installed somewhere. in my computer, it's already installed in drive C program files 7zip, and I find the executable files, which is 7z.exe. Okay, this is our executable files. Now we want to use this command, this command line 7z.exe a, which is command command for archiving -t zip. We want to do this zip, and destination folder and source folder. Source folder, I can set the source folder here as a working directory. This working directory can point to the source folder. So I choose working directory as, let's grab it from here. Okay, this is our source file, so I copy that here. So this is the working directory. Then I can write arguments here, which is a dash t zip, and then destination. Destination actually is coming from that file name combined with archive folder path. So I want to pass those variables into this argument, and as you can see, there is no variable for it here, so I remove this part from here and go to expression. Expression are the way to assign some expression to properties of that component. When I click on expression on this browse button here, you will see that property expression editor opens, and I choose the property as argument, and I want to set argument with some expression. When I click on this browse button, I can write expressions here. Okay, so my expression here is to create that command line. I want to put I put all of these between two double quote because this is a string. So a, and then dash t zip. This means that I want to do a zip. I can put rar or any other formats here. Then I need to put destination file here. So the destination file is coming from two variables. First variable is archive folder path. So here I put archive folder path here, because archive folder path is a variable, and here we have a string. We need to concatenate that string to variable, so we need to put that plus and double quotes here as well. So when I evaluate expression, you can see that this evaluated as this a dash t zip and then folder. You can see there are some space in this folder, and in command line you may get some wrong behavior because of this space considered as will be considered as a specific command. So I want to put a double quotation here for that. But double quotation is a specific character. As you can see, we are using double quotation for specifying string. So how I can pass a double quotation to output without facing a problem? There are some escape characters in expression, which one of them is backslash. You can use backslash to escape that character from its default behavior. So when I put a backslash double quotation here, this means that this will generate a double quotation in output. So when I evaluate expression, you will see that this double quotation generated in the output. Same, I want to do same in the end of that. So with evaluating this expression, you can see that I have a double quotation at the end of this. Okay, so you can use this escape character with any other characters as well. Then this was the folder path. We want to add file here as well, so I put file name here and another plus. So this is the folder path and then file path. But the folder path doesn't contain, between the folder and file, I need to put a backslash, but single backslash again is a specific character. This is actually escape character, so I put another escape character before that. So this will be translated as a single backslash. So let's just evaluate this, and you can see that this will be our command line. And we do not have file name right here because file name is not generated yet, but at the runtime it will be generated and concatenated to this string. So this is our argument for creating, archiving file. I do not touch any other things, just the success value set as 0. There are some exit codes for 7-zip. If I say that 7-zip exit codes, for example, this shows that 0 exit codes means that this was successful. So here I do not change this because success value is default as 0, and this says that this task will fail if return code is not success value. We can also set timeout and window style and something like that for this, but I just leave it as is. Okay, when I close that editor, you will see that there is a FX icon in the left top hand side of this execute process task. This will show on any components that works with expression in SSIS 2012 and shows that this component has some values in expression and some of properties will be set with expression. Okay, that's all for archiving files, so I just save it and run it. Before running it, I just checking again. These are source file, and in archive files we don't have any archive for it. Okay, so I execute it, and you will see that window open. That window was actually the 7-zip window, opened and closed, and it was successful. So I go back to this folder structure, go into archive folder, and you will see that this zip file created with the date and time stamped. And this zip file actually contains those files in that folder. And if I run it again, you will see that another file will be created. So this is very useful practice to archiving files that comes from any other sources, from FTP, from shared folder, and you want to keep them in a small capacity, smallest capacity doing the zip. Actually the 7-zip is the best quality for zipping, but you can use zip for being useful for with any other compressor. Now we want to do the next part of this sample, which is extract files into the extract folder. So I show the folder structure again. This folder structure contains source archive. Source files will be zipped into archive folders as you saw, and now we want to extract, for example, one of those archive files into extracted files. We want to create a folder based on that file name, timestamped folder, and then extract those files into that folder. So I go back here I just put these two somewhere, and then I want another variable. I name this as extract folder path, which is a string. This string variable value is coming from this path, so I copy that path here. Now I want to create another variable named extract time-stamped folder path, and I named this as a string. In this new variable, I want to actually add a variable, add a folder name inside the extracted files path. So I put another expression task here. I want to run this after that. Actually, you may want to run file archiving and extracting in two different processes. You may want to just do the archiving or just do the extraction. Not both of them, but I will just show both of them to show you how these are going to work. So in this task, I want to generate time-stamped folder name. Double click on it. I want to create a folder name based on the extract folder path first. Okay, this is the extract folder path. Then I want to combine this with the file name that comes from file name. You know that file name is stamped, so I use same file name here. When I run this, you will see nothing at the end of this because file name is not generated yet. But as you see, the file name has a .zip on it, and we want to remove that .zip and create a folder based on only this part of variable. This part of that variable, yes. So I want to replace that .zip with an empty string. So I use string functions here. Again, you can see that these functions are very useful. So I put the replace function here. This replace function accepts a character expression, which is the main string. I put file name variable here. Then the search expression, I want to find .zip, and replace expression, I want to replace that one with an empty string. And yes, this is the structure. When I evaluate expression, you will again see that there is nothing more here because file name is empty right now. So I also need to put a backslash at the end of this. So I put 2 backslash again here because of escape character, and you will see that one single backslash here, and then file name without .zip will be created here. So this will be actually the time-stamped folder path here. I put this one here as well to set the result of this expression into this variable, and that's fine. After doing this, I want to check that is this folder exist, and if it not exist, I want to create it. So I use a file system task, as you saw in the file system task video that I talked previously. You can do that simply. So I renamed this file system task as a create extract folder. I want to do this after that. When I double click it, I set operation as create directory, I said use directory if exists to true. This means that if directory exists, then do not create it again. Source path variable is true. Directory name comes from a variable which is extract time stamped folder path. Okay, I hit OK, and you will see a red button here, and this says that this is because the source variable is empty. This is because of compile time validation, so I put just a simple path here to just get rid of this compilation error. You will see that this actually solved. And then I put the main things, which is execute process task, and in this execute process task actually I want to extract files, and I want to run it after creating the folder. So in extract files, in process task tab again I choose executable. This executable again is 7z.exe. Then I can pass arguments and working directory. Working directory is where actually the zip files coming from, so I can set working directory with the archive folder path, but here I can just set the direct path, so static path. So I go to expression, choose expression property as a working directory. Then in expressions I want to set this with archive folder path. Just this, because we want to put archive folder path for that. This means that working directory comes from archive folder path. And the next part of it is to set the command for extract. Command for extract is again 7z.exe, that comes from executable. Single E, which means extract. Source, we got source folder from working directory, so we just need source file, and then other part of it. So I need to pass arguments for this. Arguments are actually where the command file arguments comes from. So I want to create this structure, E for extracting, then source. Source comes from file name. I do not need archive folder path because archive folder path comes from working directory. And after that I need a -o for setting destination. And the destination needs to come after this. Destination is extract time stamped folder path. But because this might contain some space on it, I put backslash, which is escape character, and single and a double quote. This means that this will create a single a double quote character at the result. And then I put another double quote because of finishing this part of a string, and put a concatenation character, and then drag and drop this variable here. So the result will be something like this. E file name. Oh, sorry, I should put that file name variable in outside of the string. And file name variable is empty right now. So this will be like that, and this is the default value of extract timestamped folder path, which will be overwritten in the runtime. So I do not worry about that. And after finishing this, I need -r, which is part of switches for extraction to reverse and traverse our subfolders in this extract files. Okay, so this is the command that we use for extraction. I hit OK, and you can see arguments and working directory comes from expressions. So here I just set the executable files, and again success value and other settings are fine, so I do not change them. So now this part will archive files, and this part will extract that archive files into a specific folder in extracted file here. So I run all of them together. You will see that these actually runs, and I think I typed it something wrong somewhere, but okay. I think I found why this happened, so let's go back here, expressions. In this expression I opened the double quote but didn't close that, so I should close that double quote as well. So yeah, now it should work. I remove these generated folders, and then I run it again, and you will see that source file archived into archived files folder, and this is the latest one, which is for second 54. And then in extracted files, you will see that the folder created, this is the folder, and this folder is same timestamp, and in that folder we have those files extracted. If I run it again, this will create another folder with new timestamp and that setting as well. We can extend this task with some kind of loop structure to loop through this zipped file and archive and extract them somewhere, or that sort of thing, but I will explain the for each loop structure and loop structure in other videos.